I'm on my bully. 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 I'm on my bully.
Welcome back to Bully Talk. I'm here with our second bully of the day, Rell Outlaw, aka Mr. Rell Dolo. How you doing today, boss?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm feeling amazing.
That's good. That's good, man. So first off, let's just give the people a little information. Like, who are you, man? Like where do you come from? Like, how'd you grow up? What got you into music?
I'm an artist. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. My whole family is from Brooklyn, from New York, and I moved up here a few years ago, maybe back in like 2000, about 10 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been living up here for a while now, and I'm an artist. You know, I'm an artist. I've always been that. I knew I've always wanted to do that. So I guess when you ask like, how did I get into music?
Mm-hmm.
I was always into music. You know, some kids are like elementary school, middle school, and stuff. They're like in like sports.
Mm-hmm.
What was you into when you was a kid?
Beats.
Like
writing.
elementary school, what was you into?
Writing. I used to write music, write books, stories. It was always stories for me until I got into music and I started writing music. But it was always writing for me.
It was always music for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was always music. It was always listening to music, writing down lyrics, just like, you know, anything, going to the record stores, going to the mixtape stores, just listening to music, the radio, making my own tapes. Like, that was just like, that was always me. So I always knew this is what I wanted to do. I just didn't think I didn't really had the confidence to do it, you know, at first. For a long time, I didn't have the confidence to do it. And as I began to get more serious in music, that's what kind of got me to be more comfortable with a lot of things and just a lot more comfortable with myself, you know, because I had to just, you know, in order to do music, you got to be comfortable with yourself. And so yeah, I mean, I've always been that. On top of that, I do, you know, I've always maintained a job. I'm a father, you know. I have two sons, so, you know, I've always, you know, kept my day job, as you would say, you know, as they would say. So, you know, I worked various jobs, lots of different jobs, and I've only used those different jobs and those different, you know, my different job experiences to help make me a better artist and a better business person, you know, a better person, just a better businessman music-wise. There's always little things that I saw that I could apply to my own life or to my music life, you know, to help me get ahead. So whenever I left the job, I always kind of like kept something with me, you know, like I kept the skill that I learned there. And I was like, okay, how can I apply this to my own life, or how can I apply this to my own business or to my you know, to my future? And you know, if this you know, $1 million company, you know, if I was able to get in the hair and figure out, you know, their method, you know, of how they do things, you know, I could possibly create one for mine, or probably take someone else's and make it my own, you know. Yeah,
that's a growth. That's how you grow as a person, as a man, as an artist. You know. So you got an album coming out. Is it already out?
Yes, it's already out. Yeah, the feature presentation album is out now. It's on Apple Music. It's on Spotify. It's on SoundCloud. It's on YouTube. 7 tracks, 2 bonus tracks. If you want to go get it on SoundCloud, there's some bonus songs on there. But yeah, it's called The Feature Presentation. It's my first album, all original music, produced by the Black Cat, my producer. He lives out in New York City. I've got a couple great producers, but he executive produced this one for me. A lot of great beats. I just dropped a video today for one of my favorite songs off the album.
Okay, definitely.
It's called Amazing. So yeah,
I'm definitely gonna link that. Gonna link that.
My Kind of Girl video is doing well. Strawberry Henny is on there. So
yeah, definitely. So what feature presentation? What brought that name up? Why'd you name it that?
A few reasons. The first reason is, you know, all artists, they want to be able to get paid for their features. You know, they want to be able to get paid for features at some point. You know, I'm not exempt to that. I do as well at some point. Am I going to start charging people for my features today? No. You know. But do I want to reach that point at some time? Absolutely. So I feel like any song I get on, any song that I do, any verses I do, I give it my all with any verse. Yeah. So I spent a lot of time doing features before I did, you know, the feature presentation. I spent a lot of time doing features. So if you look back, it's like I had Rell Dolo featuring this person, Rell Dolo featuring this person featuring Rell Dolo. There's a lot of that. And I just was, you know, building my foundation to show people that it's gonna get to a point where it's like, yo, they're gonna know, yo, this is the dude to go to when you want a fire verse. Like when you want a hot verse, go to him, and it's gonna be. And if you gotta pay for it, it's gonna be worth your money. And that's just business. That's just business. Period. You don't want to pay for anything that, you know.
Is it gonna better you, better your song, better your product?
Absolutely. You know, it doesn't have a good word of mouth. Or, you know, people can't say good things about it. There's no history of good work with it. You know, McDonald's has been in business for generations. You know, so we know like that. Okay, I can go there for good food. You know. Versus like the little hole in the wall place that just opened up 6 months ago, you know? You can always count on this place because it's, you know, it's reliable.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to build my foundation of being a credible artist to have, you know, to do features with. As well as the fact that I named it the feature presentation because I feel like my life is like a movie. And I feel like the album is like a movie. I feel like each song is like a different story. The intro, I gave you like typical Dolo. I gave you like the freestyle Dolo. I gave you like just the bars and everything. But as you get into the album, like each song is a different story. So whether it's me talking about my kids or just me talking about how I feel or me talking about relationship stuff, whatever, or just work, whatever it is, it's a story. You know, it's like a story. It's like a movie. You know, I feel like if you know, I'm very good when it comes to getting into detail of certain things. So you kind of like I'm like a very visual person. So when you hear a lot of things I say, it forces you to kind of like picture this in your head.
Vivid.
You know, yeah, you know.
Yeah, that's a good mark of a good storyteller and artist.
Yeah. Thank you.
Now you were talking about like your features and you know a lot of your songs that you've done. Like, what's your favorite song that you've done thus far? And you know what's your favorite best lyric out of that?
Oh man, that I've done so far. To listen to or just what do you mean?
like a song that you made. What's your favorite song and the best line that you feel that you spit in that song? Because I know when I used to write music, I used to have songs that I really liked, and then like as I'm writing, I'm like, yo, that line's fire. I like that line right there. I
think all of them. I can't lie, all of them. all of them. Like I'm like going over verses in my head, like. All of them, I'm like any verses I have, there's always like at least one like memorable line, like one. You know, like I go like my motto is this: if you're not quotable, no one's gonna notice you. You know, if you're not quotable, no one's gonna notice you.
I like that.
So I always make sure I give you something, and even if it's like something that's quotable, but it's like I don't have not just I can't just pick like not just one favorite. I have too many. I have one on every song. I have a favorite line on every song, and I'm pretty sure my fans can say, you know, I got a favorite Dolo line on every Dolo verse on every song that he's on.
Well, what's the most popping right now? What's one of your songs you feel is like the most hitting right now?
Definitely, my kind of girl. Actually, no, I gotta say Strawberry Henny. Strawberry Henny is doing very well. It's doing very well. Since I've been performing it more, the crowd loves it. You know, I dropped it this past summer. And I wasn't really performing it when I first dropped it, but as I got into like I started doing a lot of shows in the last year, and I always put it on my set, and every time I put it on my set, it just did really,
the crowd response was nice.
It was great. So like it just made me feel better about the song, and just I love seeing the crowd happy and getting people moving and stuff. That's what it's all about. So. That song is doing pretty well right now and amazing. I hope to see a good response from that one too. That's actually my favorite song on the album. So you know, I mean, but I make the music. I'm not, you know, I'm not the fans.
So like speaking about live performances, like how do you feel about live performances? Like what makes you really happy about when you perform live? Like for you, how do you know that you really done gave it your all out there on the stage?
My energy. If I leave the stage and I'm out of breath, and like literally when I say out of breath, I mean like I'm about to. It's been many times where I was about to pass out. I'm like, yo, I should have drank some water before I went on stage. You know, you guys stay hydrated. It's a big thing. You really got to stay hydrated when you're on stage. But my energy is everything. I can tell I gave it my all when I could feel it in my chest. I could feel it in my heart. My blood is just pumping, and I'm just like. You know, it's a different energy. I bring that to my performances. And the best part about it is just watching the growth. You know, watching how I grew from being uncomfortable. You know, I used to be scared to get. I was never really scared to get on stage. I was excited about that part of the, you know. But sometimes you get the jitters a little bit. You get a little scary. Sometimes you don't want to do certain things when you're on stage. Now I go all out. I give it my all. Like I give it my all. And really, I go dummy when I'm on stage. I don't care. I don't care. It's because I have the most fun there. Like that's. Yeah. I spend too much time practicing and rehearsing and waiting for those days, and just look forward to them. And just you gotta give it your all. You know, those are the moments when you gotta make it count. So I do it for my fans, I do it for myself, I make it count.
Nah, I feel you. Now, like, with your shows, like, what's the furthest out you ever traveled for a show?
Atlanta was the farthest I traveled for a show. This past summer, I traveled to Atlanta for a show at Apache Cafe, which is like this really popular performance venue. People come from all around the world to go there. So that's the farthest I traveled. So I'm looking. I don't think it's the how far you travel. I just think it's more so what you do when you're there.
Yeah.
You can go across the world, but if you're not like networking with anyone and you're not trying to get yourself ready to put yourself out there, it don't really matter how far you go.
Like, what's the next place you want to maybe try to travel to promote yourself or do a show at? Like, how do you feel in all just about as an artist traveling?
I love it. Like that's it's everything. It's good to have a foundation, to have roots in your hometown, but I don't think any artist ever really makes it. You have like your big cities, and then you have like the areas outside the cities, and you have like the small towns.
Yeah.
I feel like Schenectady is like like one of those small towns. So and there's plenty of artists all over the world, all over the country, and these little small towns and these little rural areas and these areas outside the big cities there's plenty of artists in these areas that are trying to make it. I think we gotta get to you can try to build that foundation in your small city, but it's like you gotta really get to where the industry is at. And the music industry it's a business, So like if you're in any other kind of business, you will have to go to where the industry is at. You can't stay where it's not if you're trying to flourish. If you're trying to flourish yourself,
Yeah.
If it's not bubbling there, if it's not bubbling here, then I'm gonna go to where it's hot at, So I don't really care where I gotta go.
That's what you got to do. Like you said, it helps you grow as an artist, helps you grow as a person. You get out there, you're seeing other people, meeting new people. You never know. You might end up bumping into somebody really big. They can set you up and really set your entire career off. You just never know where everything might be. Now, speaking of people that you know, Touch Money Militia. You guys are on fire right now. You guys are really, really blowing up and really popping out here right now. Like,
thank you.
Like you guys got this whole month. The whole old Touch Money Militia got this whole month. We got C's coming on.
Nice.
So like your role, what role do you play in Touch Money?
I'm like the brains of the operation. Nah, like I'm very big on business. So just I wanted to make sure we had a brand. I wanted to make sure we were focusing on the brand, and we were, people, fans were able to identify with our brand, because I saw what we were creating a long time ago, and I wanted to make sure we were doing it the right way. I wanted to make sure, I know what a brand is, and I spent a lot of time studying what it was, and I saw we were kind of creating one, so I wanted to do it the right way. So I just, I bring organization to it. We all do, and I'm very good at, if anything, I'm definitely best at pulling everyone's ideas together to see, okay, now what do we really want to do? When everyone's like all over the place, I'm like, okay, well, what do you want to do? All right, let's boom, let's execute. I'm more like, I'm just the guy, like, let's just get stuff done. Let's get it done. Like, I'm less talk and all that. I'm like, yo, let's get stuff done.
You got this idea. All right, well, this is how we can put those ideas together.
Yeah, because I have a lot of ideas myself, so it's like I never want to be selfish, and make anybody ever want to feel like, I'm all about me and it's about what Dolo wants to do and what I want. No, I'm not that type of person. I'm not that type of teammate, period, whether it's with like music in the music group or at work or in a relationship. I'm just not that. It's like we're gonna work. A team is we work together, whether it's 2 people, 4 people, 10 people, whatever it is. So I know I'm just a great team. I'm just a great person to have on anybody's team, hands down, period. So with Touch Money Militia being my team, I'm great at pulling everybody's ideas together and executing and making sure we're executing and getting things done and holding ourselves accountable for for ourselves and for our growth. And when it comes to the performances, I'm that energy. When it comes to the songs, I'm that energy. I bring that energy. So if anything, then definitely that's what I would bring to the table.
I see it. I feel it. Like you got yourself a good team behind you, good team working with you. So like, what's next for you? Like what's your next big bully move? What's the next thing you're doing to really push the industry and like, yo, move? This is Dolo time.
It's already into effect, honestly. It's already into effect. My goal for this year is I want to be able to perform at universities and colleges. I want to be able to get booked for college shows and such. I don't see artists out here doing that much, and I haven't been able to do it myself. So I want to do it for myself, and I just want to do it for my own list of reasons, which I don't want to put out there too early. But that's my main thing, and it's actually, I'll talk about it a little bit though, because I've been wanting to do this for a while. Yeah. And believe it or not, a lot of people didn't really believe in me doing that. They didn't think it was possible. I didn't think it was possible. I wanted to do it, and I saw the potential in it, but I didn't really think it was possible. When it first dawned on me and when it first began, but it just was a thought that kept bothering me. So I just kept doing more information on it and pushing towards it, and I wasn't really getting a lot of support in that aspect. So I kept pushing, and life just kept giving me opportunities to make this really happen. Yeah. And I just kept taking advantage of him, and every time I did, he would give me like 2 more blessings, and I would follow through, and then I would get like, I just kept, the more work I kept putting in, the more the more kept happening. So, which is why I said it's already into effect. But just in order to travel more and to get on bigger stages and to get myself out there in front of a lot more people, and just to do something different. Like I said, it's just something different that I haven't done yet for myself. If I fail, I fail. But if I succeed, then look at all the new people I'll be in front of. Look at all the new places I can now go to. And
you can't gain nothing without risking something.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's just getting into it's building my resume as an artist. You got your work resume, then you got your music resume. And I wanted to say certain things. I want to have certain credentials. So I've been working with various schools and performing at various schools, and and doing certain work here and there just to get to the college level, because that's what I want to really achieve this year. And nothing's gonna stop me.
Speaking of schools, I heard that you got a after-school program going on. What is it? Hip hop, the art, not the image.
Yes.
First off, I love that name, and I feel that's really something that these younger artists really need. Because
thank you.
Especially with the industry and the way it is right now, with it all being all image, and nobody really focused on the art of hip hop, the art of rap. I really feel like that's something good that these younger artists really need to see. Like, how do you feel about that? I really don't see that going on. How do you feel?
I felt like, I felt the same way you felt. I was like, these kids aren't getting exposed to enough good music, good hip hop. It's all about the image now. It's not about the music. It's not about the it's not about the music or the content. It's not about, the substance. It's about the image. It's really about the image. I felt that way, and I wasn't out to change that or anything. But now being in the schools and seeing it firsthand, I can definitely tell you the game is these kids are messed up, and they don't even know it. They don't know who Alicia Keys is. They don't know who Anita Baker is. They don't know an Avant. They don't know New Edition. They don't know Destiny's Child, but they know Beyonce, and they know they worship Cardi B, and they worship Tekashi 6ix9ine, and they worship the little TJs, and Drake is as far as back as these kids know, and it's nuts. And I even I ask around, see what their parents listen to. It's trap music too. It's it's nuts. It's nuts. We was raised on music completely different. I feel like we were raised on our own our own music as well too. Yeah. And every generation had music that we loved so much, but it was if you really listen to it, it's kind of were we supposed to be liking this song? But at the same time, we were knowledgeable of we grew up knowledgeable of other past generations of music. We knew about soul music and R&B and stuff. Even if we liked hip hop, these kids they just want to hear straight trap music all day. I'm and it's nuts. So I mean, the after school program is really just to expose them to some, just to expose them to some positive hip hop music, and not even all positive kumbaya music. It's just get them to to get these kids to know the history of music. And Drake is not the only artist who's ever made good music. Yeah, nothing against him, but it's You know, there are other people who made lots
there's more
of
than
great
that, and
yeah,
people
you
that
know.
are better than him too.
Yeah.
Like trying to expose him to Nas,
Yeah,
Rakim,
yes.
people lyrically, Wu-Tang Clan, lyrically,
Yes.
conceptually, just ideal-wise. That there's more to music than just saying words and having a hot beat.
Absolutely.
Like the beat,
Absolutely.
and that's just 1%.
And having
of what goes into it.
colorful dreads and tattoos. It's like it's more.
Yeah, it's more than that. It's more than a cool
image.
name. It's more than what you wear. It's more than how you
Absolutely.
talk. It's
Yeah.
It's more than your money. It's more than your money. And
That's all they. They think it's all about your money, and they think it's all about looking tough and doing all this stuff, and it's like, it's crazy, So like I said, it's just to get them around. Like growing up, I've always studied music. I've always studied music since I was a kid. Like since I was in like 3rd, 4th grade, I would new CDs would come out and I would study them, the first song to the last. For like middle school, same albums, two new albums every Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? I would be listening to from top to bottom. I study old music, and always, LimeWire days, I was studying music. I've always been a student. I've always studied. And I'm very diverse. There's a lot of people out here who are very musically diverse. People listen to lots of different genres. You can go on someone's Apple Music and you can hear Blink 182, and then you could hear Meek Mill. You never know. So I've always been one of those people. I'm very very diverse. I don't like to just be I don't listen to rap music. I wasn't raised like that. I wasn't.
Yeah.
The people who I grew up around. My music influencers and mentors. They were you're gonna know a little bit of everything, not just this. So I try to make sure these kids know a little bit of everything and not just this.
Yeah.
You can listen. You could like whatever you want to like. As music is music. It's it's so different, but no one has to like everything. No one has to like everything. We don't have to like anything, We like what we like, You can get in your car, you can listen to one song now and then listen to a completely different song next, and then it's like your mood, our mood. How many times did your mood change a day? Thousands of, from the time you wake up to 12 o'clock, your mood might change 300-400 times. Our moods are constantly changing. Music is, a song it fits to a certain mood, and we're always in different moods. So this song might make you feel this way, this song, but don't think you always gotta feel like you're Tekashi 6ix9ine. You don't always have to feel that way.
You don't always have to be in that 100% hype mood. You know what I mean? You can calm down, listen to some Sade here and there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? What if you fall in love? What you gonna
what you gonna listen
to? What you gonna listen to?
Yeah, but the reason why I asked you onto the show is because I really feel this with that state of mind. I really feel that's what people need to be exposed to. You have a lot of ideas that I feel a lot of younger kids really need to really get into. What's one piece of advice from you growing up, you going through this experience of being an artist, and what is something you can tell younger artists or something that you tell your students that will really help them further themselves in this industry.
Just be yourself. One thing, just be yourself. Don't be scared to be yourself. Take the time out to find out who you are. Know who you are, and don't be scared to be yourself. Don't let anyone tell you who you are. That's only for you to know and for you to find out. And it's only for it's only to help you. It's not to help anyone else. So in the world that always wants us to be followers, be a leader.
That's exactly the way it needs to be, because like you said, music is mood. Music is mood. Who are you? The mood that you're in is not the mood that next person's in. So you can't have the next person tell you what mood you're in.
Absolutely.
It's just about how you feel, what you're thinking that day. If you're a writer, if you're an artist, and you feel some kind of way, sit down, write it down. Doesn't matter what you're doing that day. You be in the middle doing something, and just randomly thinking. Something hot comes to your mind, write it down, because it's you, it's who you are, and that's what music's all about, and that's what real music is really about, you, soul, especially when you're in hip hop. Hip hop originated from soul, R&B, everything comes right on down, you're from the city, hip hop, Harlem, right there, it all comes into one. you know, we wouldn't have any of this mumble rap or trap music without having hip hop, without having artists like Rakim, Wu-Tang Clan, you know, and other, you know, Pac, Biggie, you know, all these other old souls. And then if you want to take it there, you got to take it even further back. Al Green, Marvin Gaye, you know what I mean, Aretha Franklin. You know, these days, you really, if you really want to be the best artist you possibly can be, you got to study. Go bring it all the way back. Know your history. You know, it's just like being anybody, anything. You know what I mean? You gotta, to be the best person you are, learn a little bit from where you come from, where it starts, and then from there you can take that and pull it forward. You know, but you know, Rell, man, I really want to thank you for coming out here.
Thanks
like,
for having me. I appreciate it.
Definitely want to have you on again in the next few months and really check in and see where you know the after school program's going and see where you are from now on.
No, I'll definitely come back.
All right, awesome, thank you. And thank you guys for watching #BullyTalk, and we'll see you next episode.
Yeah.
I'm on my bully. I'm on my bully. I'm on my bully. I'm on my bully.